ventured off of what I'm used to, I don't trust a man that doesn't have boundaries. And not to say that I need a man to put me in my place, but I want to recklessly trust and respect you. And if you're wavering, I can't trust you. If you're looking for outward validation, I can't trust you. If you're looking to go show your family that I'm the big bad wolf, I don't trust you.
Right.
You know, so if it may not feel good, and I've actually had this conversation before where it's like, look, like if the answer is no, then tell me no and say it from your chest. You know what I'm like, mean it, like really mean it. And I think that a lot of the times what people do is, or what men do is, they don't want to hurt feelings. They don't want to make you upset. They don't want to whatever. Well, that's what leadership is. Leadership does not mean perfection. Sometimes leadership comes with some heat. And I may be cussing you out in my mind out of respect. I would never speak it from my mouth. But in my mind, it really makes me be like, oh, okay, my man knows where he's going. I trust your lead. I'll follow you anywhere, you know, and I feel like that's something that's actually lacking a lot in society today.
All right, let's go ahead and get into it. Start with you, Treya.
One of the things that women do in the early phases is what they call shit test, right? And, you know, a lot of men understand that. And that's pretty much to see where your boundaries lie. And there's a balance. Just like anything else in life, it has to be a balance. And if they feel like they could just rule you, run over you, you don't have a spine, or you're a pushover, then, yeah, it's going to be an immediate turnoff. And the biggest mistake that a lot of men make is they are people pleasers sometimes, and you can't be too much of a people pleaser. A lot of men will be like, nah, I want to do everything. I want to do the world. And I did it. But she's sometimes going to ask you to do things or put you in situations that you're not comfortable with. And you have to articulate that. They must understand what your boundaries are. Never go outside of yourself. There's no person who is so valuable that you have to compromise your beliefs, yourself, or put yourself in a messed up situation. So your best bet is to establish those boundaries early. I don't care if it's in the beginning phases. If she's not liking the way you go, then so what?
I don't
she just
care.
Gonna have to dig it, or get another one. Like, that's the whole thing. Men, we just have to understand that you have to have an abundance mindset. She has to have a healthy fear of losing you. And not because you are doing it on purpose, like you are trying to intimidate her or tell her, yo, I'm about to leave, or, you know, it's not like that. It's just that she's just supposed to understand your value. She has to know that her life is going to be worse without you. So as long as she understands that you make her life better, she'll understand when you say no. And to be honest, women like to be checked. And if you don't know that yet, then you should try that shit, because they need to be regulated sometimes. You have to. It's just part of it. And men, it's not our fault sometimes, because we don't always have people that'll pull our coats and let us know, like, yo, man, this is what you need to do. Like, we don't all have that. Some of us are just raised by our moms, and sometimes the mom can prepare you, but a lot of times not really. They're going to tell you, like, even me, myself, I learned the hard way, because, and maybe it's because, it could be just because it was maybe a different culture, and they didn't tell me that, yo, this is how you establish boundaries. Don't go for this. And I didn't get all that, especially in the early phases when I really could have used that. I had to learn that the hard way. I got, you know, heartbroken a few times, played until I understood. I had to really just sit there and analyze, like, damn, what am I doing wrong? And I understood you just have to care less. You can't be so scared of disappointing the woman that you compromise yourself. Do not be your own worst enemy.
All right, go ahead, Rilla.
Yeah. I think Heat be saying stuff like, lead ass at the restaurant, man. Nobody got time for these motherfucking games, man. The fuck? You grown or you grown, man? What the fuck you talking about? You trying to test me and all this other goofy shit, and I need to jump through all these hoops to see if you qualify for my leadership? The fuck we doing out here, man? Go play them games with somebody else. Take your ass to the arcade or Chuck E. Cheese Pizza or Showbiz or wherever you go to play games. Play them games over there, man. We too grown for this shit. Dude, even if she listen, and I'm not saying it's like I got it perfect, but I'm just saying I'm so thankful for my woman. I would not have this shit any other way. This is a grown-ass woman that I deal with. Don't play the motherfucking games, test me about my leadership, and you want to be checked hard and all that other. Man, you better come to this motherfucker self-check. Ain't got time to be regulating and checking all that other goofy shit. Either you with it, either you with the program or you not, and it's cool. We could have conversations, all of those things, but I ain't got time to be ring around a rosy pocket for the posy with your ass, man. This shit is wild. Like now, dudes, like think about it, fam. Like dudes gotta do all this goof ass shit. Just to see if if he qualifies to lead her. This shit wild, fam. He ain't said lead their ass at the restaurant, lead their ass right there. You know what I'm saying? Tip your waiter though, tip your waiter out the door, but you know, at least like make sure your waiter's straight. But lead that half at the restaurant, man. Fuck that goofy shit, man.
So Rilla, I don't feel like we could get really mad at the females as much for wanting a good leader. Just like we want a woman who's going to be behind us, right? We have to vet. It's just a form of them vetting. Some of them take it to the extreme and really show their ass, and that's trash. But you have to display. It's always been like that. Men had to show their strength. Men had to show like, okay, I can follow you anywhere. You have to be a good leader. And maybe your lady might have witnessed that and just understood that off the rip. But not all of us are good leaders. Sometimes we're not.
Oh, yeah.
And they might run into a lot of busters out here. And now that's traumatizing. So they're going to come to the next situation with that baggage. And they're like, well, let me make sure, because this last dude was trash, man. He couldn't pay no damn bills. Like, he was confused about everything. I had to run the situationship. So when they run into these situations, sometimes it's a defense mechanism. So it's horrible that it's like that right now. I hate it, but it's about self-preservation. I hate to see it, but it is what it is. These women are going to test you based on their past experiences.
Yeah, y'all can have them, bro. Listen, we are terrible at solving for the human condition. We are terrible at it. Again, look at all the hoops we got to jump through. Look at how we like analyzing, psychoanalyzing, overanalyzing, coming back, divide the 2 by the 1 to come up with 6. Like that shit is exhausting, G. It's exhausting, and I get it. I don't understand this whole the vetting piece. Like I say, my woman, I knew her in high school. Most of the time, the person that you're supposed to be with is the person that's in closest proximity to you. You knew their family, y'all grew up together, y'all went to school together, all these other different things. This dating experiment that we keep doing, it's terrible. It's terrible. And we're terrible at solving for the human condition. But you know, I don't know, man. This shit is just wild to me. I just couldn't figure it. And I'm not sitting up here saying like my woman is perfect. She had to live her life and go through her thing. Whatever lessons she learned. I'm glad we got together at the time that we did. I just could not imagine being out in this hot dog water now and these women talking about they got to test your gangster or test your leadership. I want to be checked hard. Man, you better say that shit for the bedroom, freak ass nigga.
All right, we're gonna go to Marcus then.
So the young lady was saying that you have to set your boundaries. I 100% agree with her. You have to be able to say no. You have to be able to say no and stand on it. Now, within doing that, it does not require you to be mean, angry, curse her out. You don't got to do none of that stuff. Once you say no and stand on it, that is enough. I know sometimes we'll hear somebody explaining how to set a boundary as a man, and we can take it and run in a different direction than what actually is necessary in order to set a boundary. Setting a boundary is clearly just saying, this is what I'm okay with. This is what I'm not okay with. If you want to do something that I'm not okay with, you're free to do it, just not with me. Simple as that. You don't got to call it a ratchet ass bitch. Get your ass in. You don't got to do none of that stuff. Just explain what you're okay with, what you're not okay with, and then let her choose if she wants to stay or go. You do not have to curse her out. You don't got to hit her. You don't got to choke. You don't have to do a thing other than lay down the expectation. I want to make that really, really clear. You don't got to be angry to say no. You don't got to be mad to say no. You could just say no. Like, nah, that's not happening. That's just not gonna happen.